Yes guys, welcome from me, Championship Manager 0102. The D.T.L Season 6 has finally launched. Mark has got off his arse and he's finally done it. So, we have gone through the first, well we say the first month, it's actually the first 2 months for the benefit of yours truly and Redders at Liverpool, because we were both involved in the Intertoto Cup. So, it was an important month for me and Redders indeed. So, where do we start? Let's go straight to the straight to the table then. Leeds United, is it Dweberston and Marimo at Arsenal. They've started really brightly indeed. The first thing I look at, right, when I see someone starting brightly, I look at particularly when they're human managers, I look at who they've played. So he's had 3 games and he's played 1 of fellow human. Impressive 7-2 result there. And then I look at their formation, you know, and I think it's impressive to get, you know, 3 wins out of 3. Admittedly, only 1 of them was against human, but on a 4-4-2. Over to Arsenal. Now, Arsenal, Marimo, of course, a little bit surprising in the transfer market. I mean, I think I said that before, and I think Mark said that on his season opener post. But credit where it's due. The formation, more about his formation. This was one of the, I don't know if this was unlocked this season, but from what I can gather, a lot of teams have done this formation. And I think if you've got the players for it, then great. You know, otherwise, because I think we all like to use a DMC, don't we, on the ODB or CM, because it's an overpowered position. Whether having 2 is the same effect, I don't know. Whether having 2 and 2 strikers, I'm a little bit unsure. But, do you know what? Who the fuck am I? Marimo, well done. 3 wins out of 3, and you managed to take out 2 human managers. Admittedly, and this is no disrespect here to London at Man United, or is it, who's Bolton? I forget. It's Evesham. No, they're probably not expected to be fighting for the title, those 2. So probably, I don't want to take anything away from Marimo, but it really is a case of, you know, you know, when he's taking on the likes of, I feel Colchester, Chelsea and Liverpool, Southampton maybe, they're the real big ones. Okay, so nevertheless, well done. Talking of Colchester, Trunky, the champion, has started with 7 points out of 9 now. I said it from the start, Trunky is my firm favourite for the title. That's going to put him under pressure, and it takes pressure off me. But Trunky then, his opening game, so he had the shield, of course, against AMC's Man City, and that went to Trunky. Well done. The opening league game was an interesting one, because he took on Scarlett's Newcastle United. And I feel that maybe Scarlett, we're going to call it, so Scarlett, we'll call it Matt, because I know Matt probably will be happy to have taken a point. I think he knew Trunky was probably going to be a firm favourite. But in terms of Trunky, good result over Derby, an important result over Hull. And I forget who Hull is as well, actually. AMC, fucking hell, I lose track, don't I? I thought I just said AMC. Hang on a minute. No, sorry, who's Man City? Sorry, my mistake. Sorry, AJ's Man City, apologies. AJ's Man City. I will fucking remember them this season. So, Trunky is going to be a threat. There's absolutely no doubt about that. Bolton Wanderers, Evesham. Well, he lost that game against Arsenal, but he won his AI games. And I think, you know, he's just going to want to, you know, end up in a respectable position. Maybe have a good cup run. You never know. You never know. Early days, early doors. Preston North End, we've already hit on slightly. I think we saw a result. This is Luke, of course. He's only had 2 games, and he's on 100% now. Actually, I was blindsided on this because he'd only had 2 games. 2 games, 2 victories, both against fellow human managers. 1 against London at Man United, and 1 against Scarlett over at Newcastle. A very impressive opening couple of games for you, Luke. Take nothing away, and of course there you go, another example of that formation. Now that's interesting because I know Matt's playing that formation, so they basically, you know, I don't know, maybe it could have made all the difference with the arrows. No, who knows? So well done there, mate. Over to Liverpool, Redders. Now of course we'll come to Redders in a moment. Actually, let's go to Chelsea. Spectral, 3 games, 4 points in the first 9, a draw with myself. Wolves. More about that in a moment. A nice victory over Tottenham, of course, previously managed, and very disappointing defeat against Tranmere. Who's manager of Tranmere again? I forget. Oh, Reese. Okay, there you go. So we'll go to. We've been looked at Tranmere briefly, haven't we? Tranmere. I mean, interesting for Tranmere, to be honest with you, because 3 games and 3 human managers. So to be fair to Reese. Sorry, I was just looking at something. Yeah, to be fair to Reese, probably wasn't actually too bad. Hull, Leicester, you know, good result over Chelsea. Great result over Chelsea, I feel. Leicester City. Now this is Virgil van Dijk. This is Neil. Neil is losing his virginity plates here in the D.T.L. 4 points from the first 9. I think he'll possibly be pleased. His formation. I didn't realise that. What made me think he was playing 4-3-3? So Neil's gone with again that same formation. Seems very popular. Defeat to Man City. Draw with. I think he'll be disappointed in respect of he only picked up 1 point in 6 against human opposition. And of course, looking at his next month, he's got a big fucking month ahead of him. What a month. Actually, look at that. 4 league games, and they're all against human opposition. And look at that. His cup game is against Peterborough United. Wow. We will see. Over to Matt now then, Scarlett. Over at Newcastle, 4 points out of 9. Big result over London's Man United. I think he'll be happy with the Colchester game, but he'll be disgusted with what happened at Preston. He'll be absolutely disgusted, and I don't want to take anything away from Preston at all. I fancy Newcastle to do well. I think Matt's made some superb signings. In all fairness, I think he'll raise a few eyes. I think he really will. In all honesty, Man City. We spoke about Man City, didn't we? Fucking hell, what have we done that for? Man City then. 4 points out of 6, and again important for Man City. No, I got that wrong. I know what I'm talking about. 4 points out of 6. They lost the Shield. A victory over Leicester and a defeat with Leeds. Early doors. It's such early doors indeed. Southampton. This of course is Dermotron. Dermotron won the Super Cup. Well done. A win and a defeat. But of course you've got Champions League action this campaign. So good luck there. Over to Hull City. Hull City, 2 human matches, 2 human matches, 1 human, fuck's sake, I will get it out of my fucking system. 2 games, both human, 1 win, 1 defeat. He'll be pissed off, no doubt about that. London 35, well, he'll be disgusted. He'll be absolutely disgusted with that. That is, in these early stages, borderline insecure job status. That is really, you know, let's see what formation he played. So it's interesting. It is very interesting. And finally, well, before we go to me and Redders, I think we've got somebody in the first division. Is it just a ghost? Isn't it just a ghost? I'm pretty sure it's just a ghost. Let's just make sure it is just a ghost. And he's opening. Obviously he's had a few more games. Victory, draw, victory in the cup. Hammered at Stoke, formerly run by Mark, of course, and a victory. So we all want to see just a ghost make it to the top flight. You know what? I know I do. Whether some people might dislike him and think he's a cunt. So fingers crossed there. Okay, let's go now then to myself and Redders. Let's start with Redders, who of course we're both involved in the Intertoto Cup. And Redders, you can see right there, has just scraped through, and it's opening 2 league games, 2 victories out of 2, a victory over Dermotron, and then a victory over the previously managed AI Tottenham. So, you know, a big month really big month, but a lot of games. So he's in the UEFA Cup, and you can see who his first round draw is against. But more importantly, look at his month ahead. Wow, Leicester, UEFA Cup, Chelsea, Hull, Man City, UEFA Cup, Sheffield Wednesday. What a month it is going to be for you Redders. The best of luck. And finally, let's go to the one and only Wolverhampton Wanderers. So I'm just looking outside at the cat being a twat. So we had a bit of a dodgy time in the Intertoto Cup. We scraped through from the semi-final, but you know we did it. A draw at Chelsea and a victory over Sheffield Wednesday. The draw at Chelsea, ordinarily I'd have probably been happy because I fancied Chelsea to do well, but was a little bit pissed off with that. I ain't gonna lie to you, was a little bit pissed off. I'm keeping an eye on something at you, Spectral. I'm keeping an eye on one thing. I'll tell you what it is, Spectral. I'm keeping an eye on that guy. I'm fucking keeping an eye on this guy because I saw you buy him on the bidding. Because I looked at him myself. It's a 3.968. He's Greek. And he's already broke into the international setup, as you can see there. And I saw that you picked him as well. I looked at your squad. I'm stalking you, basically. And he's done really well. So, very, very interesting. I mean, it's too late now to buy and sell, but, you know, I'm going to keep an eye on that indeed. I do like your setup, though. I like your setup as probably the better setup with arrows as opposed to anybody that's played that same base formation. I quite like it inward. And I think I vaguely remember you doing something similar on a 3-5-2 where you had like the 2 strikers and then attacking midfielder all going into one. So for me, you know, we've got a long way to go. We have actually already submitted our squad for the next month. I looked at the result against Sheffield Wednesday. I think, you know, it's difficult to really make any rash changes in tactically after the first month or 2 months in mine and Redder's case. The only person I would say that probably should maybe make a change is London 35. I think he needs to probably do something. Let's actually, with that in mind, let's just, don't know if it'd be worth it. Nah, nothing. Yeah, not insecure yet. Not insecure yet. So that is it, guys. That is D.T.L Season 6. We'll call it the August month, although it was July and August. The August month is done, up and running. Myself and Redders are in the UEFA Cup. Let us just have a quick check if anybody else. Well, we know there's going to be others. So Hull City are there. Arsenal are there. We know Liverpool are there. Chelsea. Oh, Chelsea. So there's 5 of us. 5 of us. Right, okay. Let me just check something. Okay. Yeah. 5 makes sense then. 3 UEFA Cup. 2 into Toto. Now that's interesting, isn't it? Only 3 are in the Champions League. So now, let me. I'm just going to check something really quickly here. Let's see who our representatives are in the Champions League. Okay, Man City, Southampton, Colchester. So I could go back, I suppose. So we've only got 3 teams, 3 humans in the Champions League. So whoever finished 4th in the league last season has not qualified for the Champions League. Now, Mark can't do anything about that, and the reason I'm justifying that is because this exact thing happened to me back in season, I think, was it 2, Mark? Season 2 or 3, I finished 4th and didn't go in the Champions League, and it was because of this very thing. So I think it's worth noting, I think this is really important, it's worth noting that for the next 4 or 5 seasons, you've got to get in the top 3. It is a top 3 for the Champions League. It is definitely worth noting that. Top 3 for the Champions League, League Cup, FA Cup, and 4th place. Of course, essentially 5th and 5th place if the League Cup goes to someone that's already in Europe. 6th place if the FA Cup goes to someone already in Europe. Winners of the FA Cup all runners up. So essentially, 7th, 8th. I mean, the Intertoto, I think everybody would just have an application. So that's luck, isn't it? So who knows? That's quite interesting, though. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Till next time, take it easy.